our local, our regional and our international viewers, a very warm welcome to another edition of the program Conversations with Zelisa, where we continue to inform, educate, empower and answer those unanswered questions. I am Zelisa Rupani, humbly inviting you to sit back, relax, enjoy, absorb, get your pen, get your paper, have your phone so you could store numbers, you could take notes. That will be very helpful for you and your loved ones. Directing this morning and in Master Control Josiah Gomes, on behalf of our team, we'd like to wish each and every one of you a beautiful, blessed day today. I see it's sunny on the outside and I trust that your day thus far, you've been having a lovely day. You're safe, you're happy, you're in good health and you're having a beautiful morning thus far. It's Tuesday, the 16th of April 2024. It is a day and time we'll never have the opportunity to have again. Don't procrastinate, don't waste your time, do something constructive and productive with your day and with your time. And if you're celebrating a birthday, happy birthday. If it's your anniversary, happy anniversary to you and yours. That's someone special. Let's quickly go to our quote for today, coming to us with the kind compliments of Faber India Expo, and it says, take care of yourself and make your happiness a priority. Very often we tend to take care of everybody else but ourselves. We put ourselves last and sometimes we don't even take care of ourselves. Please take care of yourself and make your happiness a priority. What really makes you happy? Are you happy? Today remember that time on this earth is very limited and try to make yourself happy. Find something that will make you happy, that will bring a smile to your face, that will take you away from your hurt and pain and your brokenness, and make yourself happy. Make that a priority. All right? So that's a nice message, and of course it's coming to us with the kind compliments of Fab India Expo. Now I know that they're in Shogunas. I know that they're also opening. Can I get the other ad, please? They're opening in Medford gas station in Shogunas. I believe we do have a new ad for them. It's the Mother's Day, Father's Day ad MAPA that they've got. So later on we'll make sure and have that ad in order, please, Josiah. All right? Thank you kindly. Let's say a very good morning and a warm welcome going out to Attorney at Law, Sajina Kadir.
Good morning,
and
Zelisa.
Welcome by popular demand, should I say.
Thank you to the viewing audience as well. Good morning.
Always nice having you and sharing.
So nice to be in your company as always.
Share your wealth of knowledge and experience as an attorney. Of course, you wear many hats.
Yes.
People look at you, but they don't realize how much you're responsible for.
True, but your code made me feel to go on a little vacation.
Again.
Yeah. They say put yourself first, and that just came in my mind.
No, but it's true, isn't it? It's true that very often we make everybody else happy, especially parents.
Yes.
They work very hard and they try to put everything in place and make sure everything, mothers and fathers as well, men
of course,
as well,
yes.
There are men who are really very good husbands and fathers, and they work very hard and they don't take care of themselves.
And if you don't take that break, like the quote say, put yourself as priority, you get a burnout. And then you can't function and help yourself or other people.
You spread yourself so thin.
Yes.
And then at the end, all the money that you're saving or what you work hard to accomplish,
spend on your health.
Enjoy it, it goes back
I
in
know,
health.
you have to
So
spend it in nursing home or
sometimes
something.
you just have to say, you know what, I'm just going to do something today that makes me happy.
You know
I'm
what?
going to eat something today.
I'm going for that Cinnabon.
I'm going to eat something today that makes me happy.
Yes.
We always say, well, what you want to eat or what you want to do, but it's never about today.
Yes.
I'm going to eat this, so I'm going to do this because it makes me happy.
True, true, yeah.
Let's all try to do that today, right?
Always refreshing to be here with you to share knowledge to the members of the public.
And your topic is one that's really on point and it's excellent. I'll tell you what, last week,
Yeah.
the response was simply awesome and amazing.
Yes.
With that
Domestic
program that you did
violence,
on domestic violence was excellent. And today your topic is the law of trespass. And very often we cussing the neighbor and we're eating up ourselves and we're unhappy because it's something that happens, unfortunately, and it would sometimes get the better of individuals. And not knowing, hey, you could take the legal way. You could go on the legal road,
I know.
and you'll get assistance.
Sometimes the situation that presents itself is so frustrating and you want to say back something because somebody is being aggressive to you and saying why you shouldn't be on their property, but it's always better to get the advice of somebody that has that legal mind, that legal knowledge, to avoid the crux of the issue, which is the trespass, becoming even more that like assault, violence of any kind, you know, even verbal abuse and that sort of thing, where people need to go for protection orders.
Yes.
So address the crux of the issue.
People pulling cutlass, they're throwing garbage on your land, they're walking through as if it's a truck.
Yes.
You know, they're invading.
And it becomes aggravating.
It becomes, and
yes.
then you want to take the law into your own hands, or you get...
Yes.
You can avoid all of this, right?
Right.
Prevention is better than cure by taking the right steps and doing the right thing.
Yes.
And I've learned that the hard way. The important thing to do is that you know you have the law, and always seek advice, good,
yes.
proper legal advice. So when in a situation.
Definitely. So it's important, just when you say the word advice, it's important for members of the public to understand what is trespass.
Mm-hmm.
So trespass is where somebody unjustifiably intrudes on land that belongs to someone else. And I stress on the word belongs, because belongs, when you're trying to prove a case of trespass and you want to be successful, belongs does not necessarily mean you must have legal title. When you say that belongs to you, it means that you must be in possession of the parcel of land. And when we say possession, what we mean is, you know, oftentimes in Trinidad, people will go on a parcel of state lands, occupy it for over 30 years, have no deed to that property, but they are in possession. So they have their house on this parcel of land that belongs to the state, living there so long that the legal rights may be extinguished, or that their rights may now take over because of the duration that they've stayed on the land, right? And they don't have a deed, but they are in occupation of the premises, they are in possession of the premises for over 30 years, so that if somebody comes onto the premises, they just need to prove to a court on a reasonable finding of fact that this person is coming onto a property that belongs to them. So belongs does not mean that it has to be legal title to the property. It just needs to be that you can prove that you're in possession of the property. You see? And we see it all the time in Trinidad, because some people may have inherited property, but they don't have a deed as yet, because they never went by a lawyer to probate their family will, or whoever passed away that will.
Correct.
So that doesn't mean if, let me just say, X comes on the property that they are on, because they have not regularized legal title to the premises to pass it from the deceased person to them, doesn't mean that they're not entitled to bring an action in the law of trespass if somebody is intruding on their property. They could bring it, and they could actually show that they are the next of kin or the beneficiaries named in a will, and are in possession of the property, which gives them what we call in law sufficient, we call it locus standi, which is fancy legal term for saying sufficient interest to bring the matter before the court to meet the ingredients of the trespass.
Right.
So members of the public need to understand that definition clearly. So somebody's defense is quick to say, but you don't own the land, you is state land, you occupying state land, so you can't tell me I trespassing.
Right.
But you can't, because the person is in occupation of the land, and it belongs to them, almost as if they have legal title, but they have not regularized the legal title then.
Understood.
You know?
There are many situations as well where people actually build on your land. They construct.
Yes.
Or their garage coming over on your land, or they, you know, things like that.
So part of that relief, a part of that action, in court will be trespass. Another part of that action that you referred to is you request vacant possession of the land. So some of these civil reliefs are akin to each other. Just like encroachment, law of trespass is actionable, but encroachment is where somebody comes onto your premises. So it's akin to trespassing. So when you apply to the court for the civil relief, diligent attorney needs to know which one do I come under, so as to be able to better prove my case under that heading in law. Because somebody could
Okay.
have trespass on your property and you bring them up for trespass. But if you don't bring them up, like in the same scenario there, right? But if you don't bring them up and seek an order to deliver vacant possession of the property because it belongs to you, then you have not covered all the reliefs you're entitled to in law. So therefore,
But
sure.
that's a very serious issue, because if you have a piece of land and somebody would bill on part of your land,
Yes. They not only
Would it-
trespass by intruding on a property that belongs to you, but they also occupying what belongs to you, building up like if it's there. So now you have to ask the court not only for relief under the action of trespass, but for delivery of vacant possession. I mean, deliver back my property with nobody on it as I left it. So you have to know your exact reliefs in civil law.
because I am thinking, I'm sure there are situations where people live abroad, they have their property
Oh,
here,
yeah.
and when they go for however long or whatever, when they come back, it's because they see somebody bill on their land.
Yes.
And you say, what is this?
Yes. So assuming that that person didn't stay abroad for over 16 years, because if they cross that 16-year period, then the person who in occupation of that parcel of land to the exclusion of the knowledge of the owner, who saw nothing or even heard about it but said nothing, did nothing,
yeah.
then they, what we call in law, acquiesced or implied that they was okay to the situation then. And you know what happens, Zelisa, and to members of the public viewing, the person who has the legal rights,
Yeah.
title could become extinguished by the order of a court stating that the person on it has equitable interest, which means on the principle of fairness, they stayed, they occupied, they took care of the lands to the exclusion of the real owner, nobody objected to it, and the owner didn't mitigate or reduce his own losses. So now the person is acquiring and establishing rights to extinguish legal rights. So what people need to understand is if you have a parcel of land and if you're abroad, have an agent here check on it for you. Ask your neighbor to check on it for you. That's
A
why you
family
must,
member,
do good with your neighbors. They always say if
Yeah.
your grass on fire is your neighbor coming to
Yeah,
help out
of
it.
course,
And then
of
there's so much
course.
disputes with neighbors.
So that's
Yeah.
just it. And I mean, these are the people you need to really live in peace and harmony with, because the day something should happen, as the first person that could be there to assist, to
That's
help,
right.
to get some sort of relief, you know.
Yeah, so it's very important for people who live abroad or who go away for lengthy durations to have somebody monitor the lands, because not only a situation may cause somebody to stay on it, to have to apply for vacant possession or have your rights extinguished, or it be a trespass. You might just be opening the Pandora's box for more legal action, more headache behind attorneys, more legal fees, and just headache. You know, and in the reality of these times, you know, I like to call it what it is. In these civil matters, I see so often where the clients say they're afraid to go to court. And why are you afraid? Because afraid they do something to me or my family. So
Yes,
you have to
that's
mitigate or reduce your losses.
That's a very good point that you've raised.
Yeah, because
there.
if it
the
happens,
fear of
there's fear.
violence,
Yeah.
the fear of hurt. Yes, you're very correct. And then let's face it as well, there is a financial aspect as well.
There is.
And not everybody would be in a position to have the extra finances to fight something like that.
Yeah, and you know, to go to high court, I mean, the attorneys are supposed to follow a scale of fees, you know, and even the youngest attorneys, that fee might be high to somebody's pocket. And the resources that are available for legal representation isn't, in my view, and I say and I stress, in my view, isn't always as timely, because there's a process you have to apply for it, it must be approved, and time continues to run, and the issue continues, not only the civil issue, but the mental strain and drain to deal with always knowing that this person throwing talk for you and balling is theirs, but you know it's not, and you want to say back. And I remember even on the show last week, Zelisa, we were saying there comes a point where somebody, if they don't get that intervention, may trip off.
There's a point of
Yeah.
no return.
Yes.
With that, let's go to these important messages. When we return, we continue our conversation with attorney at law Sajina Kadir. And today she's talking to us about the law of trespass. Now, I know we've got a lot of you out there with situations and you need some kind of legal advice, this is your opportunity today to call in when we return. 3847142. Speak with Lint attorney at law. She'll be happy to guide you accordingly. And so you'll have the opportunity to interact and ask your questions, concerns about trespassing when we return. Stay with us.
It's the best time to shop at the Fab India Expo. We have just received our new containers. If you're looking for the latest fashion, check us out today. We've got our special Navratri menu also available. Fab India Expo, opposite Medford Gas Station, Sugarwaners, from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., Monday to Sunday.
It's time to show love to your mom. An exhibition entirely catering to moms. Opening just before Mother's Day, the MAPA Expo at the Dome at the Mid-Center Mall starts from the 3rd of May and closes just before Father's Day on the 2nd of June. Entry is free. Show your love. Walk with your mother. First 50 shoppers get a free meal. Save the date. MAPA Expo opens from the 3rd of May at the Dome at the Mid-Center Mall from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily.
Super quality supermarket, best quality and great prices. Get your fresh fruits, vegetables and meats. It's a one-stop shop for the most affordable groceries, baby items, kitchen supplies, bathroom accessories, car care supplies, pet food, toys and lots more, all at Super Quality Supermarket. Wide aisles, fully air-conditioned and secured parking. 3 locations nationwide: Couva Car Park, Couva, 98 Endeavour Road, Sugarwaners, and 47 Tissue Drive, Trincity. Super Quality Supermarket.
Radhe Radhe, I am Swami Maheshwaranand of Radha Golden Society. I want to extend a very special invitation to everyone to join us in the grand celebration of Ram Navami on the 14th, 15th and 16th of April at Diwali Nagar in central Trinidad. I do hope to see all of you. Radhe Radhe.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
It's finally here, the long-awaited Mega Mother's Day concert, Meri Ma 14, The Miracle, Saturday 11th May 2024 at Sapa San Fernando from 6 p.m. Get ready to witness new spectacular dances by the Shiv Shakti Dance Company led by dance guru Michael Saligram. Also featuring a host of top local stars Amit Sagram, Mukesh Kolai, Satrupa Sesnarain, Nigel Salikram, Mauritia Kagan, musical brothers Nigel and Kavir Sankar, panist Jovan Luke Rambaran, Chutney Soka Queen Revti Ramrup, and other dynamic artists. Meri Ma 14. It's going to be a mind-blowing experience. For tickets, call 749-9493 or 479-6941. Meri Ma 14. The Miracle. Don't miss it.
Welcome back to Conversations with Zelisa. I'm in conversation with Sajina Kadir, attorney at law, and today we are speaking about law of trespass. So if you may have any questions, any concerns about our topic and what we're talking about, trespassing on your land, or in disenchanted about something, then you're welcome to call 3847142. 3847142. A gentle reminder, when you call, please take the volume of your television down first, then call. Speak into the phone, listen into the phone, all right? Because we do have a delay. So let's try to follow those rules today. And of course, you could send your WhatsApp message as well, and I will read it to Ms. Kadir, and she will be happy to respond. 3847142. Questions, concerns, comments. You're free to call or free to send a WhatsApp message. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Of course, talking about law of trespass.
So to prove trespass, so assuming that you have enough local standby or interest in the matter to bring it to the court, you have to prove two things: that you are in possession of the land, like we spoke about, and that the person has intruded. So one might say, how are I going and prove that? Well, we would have explained how we prove possession. So to explain how we prove that the person is intruding on the land, you have he who comes to the court, or he who alleges, must prove then, right?
Right.
I remember a judge said the sign outside says Hall of Justice, and I feel the judge was believing the case, but the judge said it should really say Hall of Evidence outside, because our client didn't have the evidence.
Yeah.
So if you're alleging something, so if you in a situation of trespass, you are alleging that the person has intruded the premises that you are in possession of, how can you prove it?
Okay.
There may be video footage. Okay, sure, we can read the
Is that
question.
okay with
sure,
you? Good.
we'll continue.
Good day. What is the legal distance there must be between your house and the neighbors?
I will have to check that. I don't want to mislead.
Yeah, but it's a very good
Yes.
question, because we should also know.
Yes.
Good. Okay. 3847142. Questions, concerns, comments. You're free to call in. You're free to send your WhatsApp message like that last person. And you could send your messages, or you could call 3847142. It's on the television. Now, somebody is throwing garbage. That happens, eh? You have your piece of land. Perhaps it's not occupied.
Yes.
You maintain it. And then every time you have to send somebody to clean up because they keep throwing their garbage.
Yes.
What could you do about that?
Right. So if they're throwing their garbage on the lands that belongs to you, it's an act of trespass.
Aha. So we'll continue that a little. Okay. Sorry, we missed this call. I humbly apologize. Please,
Because
it's an
they're
act
coming, because they're coming onto the premises and intruding property belonging to you, and on top of it, placing debris. And if that debris damages or undervalues the land in any form or fashion, let's say is soggy material or something that's undermining the land, then it opens the relief for compensation when you bring that action for trespass. So if the land that the person that you are in possession of that has been intruded is damaged, then you are entitled to seek compensation from the court. But not all trespass would entitle you to compensation. Some trespasses where somebody keeps using your land as a pathway, and if there's no damage that you can prove, the better relief is an injunction to stop them, whether by themselves or their servants or agents, from walking on your land. You won't get compensation. So you have to know when you come under these civil actions what your reliefs are. Because everybody quick to say, well, our money, our compensation. It doesn't always go like that. You know?
Okay. So let's look at another scenario. You have people perhaps at the front of where you live, on wherever, a gang of people come and they smoke and they carry on and they misbehave and they're using profanity and whatever on your property.
Right. So if they come onto your premises and they are not allowed there, you must tell, so there's two aspects here now. You must, under the criminal realms of the law, you must tell them to leave your premises because you are not permitted to be there. Call the police. That's one of the ingredients you must satisfy to meet that criminal offense then. That you told the person to leave your premises.
So that's the first, the first step is asking them cordially and nicely.
Yes.
Could you kindly move?
To leave. So by the time you call the police, they're going to say you told them to leave. Yes. They'll go and say, well, you're not supposed to be there. When they satisfy that the ingredients to meet the offense is met, meaning that's your premises and you were told to leave and you don't leave, then they could bring you up in the criminal aspect of the law.
Okay. Good morning and welcome.
Morning.
Morning, sir.
I want to know the laws concerning trespassing of people's animals, like fowls and pigs and cattle, etc., dogs.
When they come onto your premises like that?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So when animals come onto your premises, they could undermine the land because I know of a particular golf course where cows walk on the golf course and damage the fairways. You know,
that's pretty expensive.
And in a town meeting, it was raised because they wanted police intervention.
Right.
Because yes, you could seek compensation, but really and truly, you wanted to stop coming on your property,
right?
Stop presenting a harm to people, and stop damaging your land. So I strongly advise caller to make a report, but see if you can know who they belong to, who the animals belong to. So you go with the name and the number for the police, because I remember the ASP at the town meeting stating, do you have a name and contact number so we could contact them?
Right.
You know, so once you tell them to move, if you see them there, tell the owner, listen, could you let them move, or report it to the police and say, I have endeavored my very best to tell this person to desist from his animals coming here, then the police could intervene.
Because people probably, they have their cows or their goats or whatever, and they send it on people's land to have the grass.
So that's
without asking.
Exactly.
Without asking.
Then they think it's healthy for the cows, but you take care of the land, and even if you're not taking care of the land, it's yours.
Yeah, at least ask, have the common courtesy to say, is it okay?
So call it as the criminal aspect of the law, right? And then you could take it from the civil aspect of the law and have an attorney draft a pre-action protocol letter, which has a fancy talk for saying a very serious letter in law, giving 14 days for him to give an undertaking that he will desist from coming onto the premises, failing of which he doesn't give that undertaking, you bring an action and trespass against him, because he's coming onto lands that belong to you, intruding the lands without permission.
Okay, sir?
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Have a good
I just
day.
want to tell the first person who messaged in hindsight, when I said I have to check the law, the person was saying if there's a particular distance you must be from the other person's house, right?
Yeah.
Off the bat, I could say the statutory requirement is from house to road. There's a distance you must be.
Correct.
Right.
And I think town and country.
Yes.
Yeah.
The reason it's important to check it is my civil knowledge leads me to believe that from my matters where boundaries are so close, sometimes you see neighbors share one wall. So as far as I know, what you purchase and what is surveyed is the boundaries that rest in your deed, and sometimes it may very well be close to the neighbor. So that's why I say I want to earn caution and check. But as far as I believe, the correct statutory requirement is from the house to the roadway, not between the neighbors. But as I said, subject to correction. Let's be real. We don't want to pretend we know everything. We must always verify so that we don't mislead people. Any lawyer who say they know everything, they lie to. You gotta check it. You gotta check it. You have to have a level of humility.
Yeah. And I would have seen houses, like you say, they share the same wall kind of thing. You could actually see and hear what's going on in the neighbor's house. But then again, you would have seen a distance as well.
Yes.
Away from,
Exactly. So I really think it's what you inherit in the deed that you purchase.
Okay.
You know? Because I've never, in my office, I've never dealt I've dealt with encroachment, but I've never dealt with the statutory distance between houses. As far as I know, it's what's in the deed. Statutory requirement is from the house to the land.
Okay.
But let's be sure, so we'll double check.
We're going to go to some important messages. When we return, we continue our conversation today in conversation with Sajina Kadir, attorney at law, speaking about the law of trespass. When we return, you're free to call, you're free to send your WhatsApp messages. Stay with us.
Lifetime Solutions, manufacturer of metal roofing, panels, framing, guttering, and related products. Located lot number 26, Omera Industrial Estate in Arima. Give us a call, 646-5813 for further information. Lifetime Solutions. Give us a call today.
Are you ready to own your own home? But worried about time, money, and construction? We handle it all. With Docs, you can sleep in your dream. Make a down payment of $100K or $150K and we'll build a 2 or 3 bedroom home on your unused land. A home is an investment into your future, so let's help you invest wise, invest well. Payment plans available. We're only a call away.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
It's the best time to shop at the Fab India Expo. We have just received our new containers. If you're looking for the latest fashion, check us out today. We've got our special Navratri menu also available. Fab India Expo, opposite Medford Gas Station, Shogunas, from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., Monday to Sunday.
It's time to show love to your mom. An exhibition entirely catering to moms. Opening just before Mother's Day. The MAPA Expo at the Dome at the Mid-Center Mall starts from the 3rd of May and closes just before Father's Day on the 2nd of June. Entry is free. Show your love. Walk with your mother. First 50 shoppers get a free meal. Save the date. MAPA Expo opens from the 3rd of May at the Dome at the Mid-Center Mall from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily.
Welcome to OATS, Optimal Alternative Treatment Solutions Limited, the future of healthcare, which provides full body scans, which we detect and treat cancer, tumors, all heart conditions, cysts, fibroids, dementia, Parkinson's, just to name a few. No radiation and medication is not needed. If you are tired of getting no results, call us at 354-4459 or 356-7226.
Welcome back to Conversations with Zelisa. I'm in conversation with attorney at law Sajina Kadir, and today she's talking to us about law of trespass. Questions, concerns, comments, 3847142, 3847142. A gentle reminder, just take the volume down on your television before you call. Let's go to this question.
Sure.
Good morning, Zelisa. I have an aunt who allowed her half-sister to live with her family on a property her father left her. When her half-sister passed away, her husband took the children to another one of her sisters to live because he couldn't afford to take care of them. My aunt told the children's father he would have to move. He said, okay. Time kept going by. He then brought another woman to live with him. They can't get him and his other family out of the property. It went to High Court, and the judgment is he has to die for her to get the property back. How unfair. All because she wasn't taking rent from him.
Right. I think it will be highly unprofessional for me to comment on the matter if a judge has made a finding. You know, to respect the nobility of your profession.
Yeah. I would also say the same. So we prefer not to comment on that because a judge... Yes, good morning and welcome. Hello. Yes, good morning.
I'd like to find out just something that I'd like to find out.
Sure, what's your question?
My question is, between neighbors, what is the distance between a toilet and sharing a toilet between each boundaries, which is one in the front by the kitchen and one in the back by the bedroom.
Right. So all statutory requirements, be it with house, be it with road, or be it with septic tank, the information will be provided on the next occasion because we want to be accurate rather than I say something and then it escalates an issue. So let's verify this
Yeah.
and its location as well, because that could result in a civil action for nuisance if not accurate.
Yeah, because I mean, let's think about it. By your kitchen where you're cooking and by your bed where you're sleeping.
Exactly.
I don't think that's healthy.
No, it isn't.
Yeah. So we are going to, let's have a part 2 or follow up next week.
Of course,
once
and
you're
we'll
free,
do statutory requirements.
we'll do a part 2.
Very clear.
Yeah. Okay, well your phone is still on, so I need to abort that call. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Zelisa.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, can I ask a question now?
Sure, sir, you can.
Right. If someone has a deed that is 100% valid, okay, valid, and somebody steals that deed, can they get the property by whatever means?
Okay. So, I want to bring immediate comfort by saying they taking your deed is their own lack of knowledge, because if they take your original deed, you can simply apply to the Ministry of Legal Affairs, and in 7 days you'll get a certified copy and you'll have back your deed. So they taking it thinking that gives them the property is really a fool's comfort. That's one. So you could get back the deed, right? The second part of it is you can make a police report, because taking your personal and private documents is larceny by finding, right? And that's the other part. And the third part, they had one more thing he asked. They can't have rights over your property then. And if they act in any way that has shows that they are trying to act like the property is theirs, you need to see an attorney, and an immediate pre-action protocol letter needs to be dispatched to calling upon them to give an undertaking that they will desist from that conduct and surrender the deed that they take, letting them know that you made the necessary police report.
Okay?
All right, thank you, Zelisa. Shukriya.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Dandavad.
Yes.
3847-142, 3847-142. Questions, concerns, comments. A gentle reminder, when you call, please, before you call, take the volume down on your television, pick up your phone, then call, speak into the phone, listen as well, all right? 3847-142.
That is Hindi there. I know it has Nani in South India, which is Malayalam.
So Shukriya means thank you.
Yes. See, a little small lesson.
And when I said Dandavad, I said thank you. Okay. Pleasant good morning, Ms. Zelisa and your guests. My question is, what does the law provide for tenants who is renting lands and build a house on it for over 60 years? Paying rent annually. All utility bills are paid on time. What provisions in law to purchase the lands? Thank you so kindly.
Okay, so this is really subject to a couple questions. Well, is it tenanted of rented lands? Is it tenanted of private lands?
Yeah.
If it's private lands, you may be entitled to purchase at half the market value, which you do a valuation, and you should pay half unless the negotiation is entered into, and it's otherwise. If it's state lands, well, it's something different. So some questions need to be asked for the purpose of clarity.
Just read, send us specifics, and I'll read it again to her, and she'll answer. 3847-142. Questions, concerns, comments. Please feel free to send your WhatsApp message, or you can call us once the line was free. Just take the volume down on your television first, then call, speak into the phone, listen into the phone.
Until we revert with the statutory requirements, I want to tell the caller with the septic tank, who is either the victim or the one who is the issue. People could call the public health against you and, you know, bring an action and nuisance against you. So just make sure if it's too close right now, it isn't creating that scent, or it is cleaned ever so often to avoid further problems.
That is a health hazard. I don't think that is right at all.
Yes.
Good morning and welcome. Come on, you must know.
Yeah.
There's the people kitchen. Good morning.
Yes. I want to talk to the lady.
Sure.
I want to get her private number. I need to talk to her one-on-one, something private.
Okay, just send me a WhatsApp message.
My area is Cuba.
Okay. Just send me a WhatsApp message requesting her number. I'll forward her number to you.
What did she just say before?
I think she wanted a one-on-one. She's in
okay.
Couva.
office in
I know
Cougar.
I know your office is in Chaguanas and Cougar as well.
I like to go to my
anybody,
dad's office.
you like your daddy's? Aww, that's so nice. Just send me any one of you requesting her contact. Just send me a WhatsApp. I'll forward it to you. It's not a problem. I got a couple already. I need to respond, sending the message, sending your numbers. But 3847-142 questions, concerns, comments. I think back to that. I think that I'm concerned about that. That keeps playing in my mind. You know, your kitchen right there, your bedroom right there. It's a health. It's really not nice. That's stench as well. You know, it's not right.
Yes.
And I think.
Yeah, I think people need to address those issues, and sometimes, you know, because like we said earlier in the program, the cost of going by an attorney is so exorbitant, some people just sit and allow it to happen. But remember, there's also the maxim that he who comes to the court must mitigate or reduce your own losses too, or reduce your own problems. So the court is going to wonder, what steps did you take to abate or negate your issue before coming here? You see? So I want members of the public to understand, we've spoken about pre-action protocol letter, which is the start to proceedings in the civil train of litigation. But after you do the pre-action letter and they decide to ignore you or play difficult, the only other step is to take it to the High Court. And how do you take it? You have to go by an attorney. And I'll say that because even if you speak good and you type good, I'll say you don't know the law. A regular person don't know the law. That doesn't mean you're not good at something else. But everybody has their skill. So I would suggest getting an attorney, and what the attorney does is file a claim form and statement of case and file that off in the court. And they will be given, the documents will be served by a court martial on the defendants in the matter, and that defendant or his representation has to enter an appearance so that the other attorney on the other side will know, okay, you are represented, so communicate with the lawyer.
That's why what you all do is phenomenal, you know, when one might think about it.
Yeah, the TTPS Community Justice Clinic, yes.
Free legal advice that you give.
We see a lot of civil matters. I mean, we see a lot of family grievances as well. They're almost in competition with each other right now with regards to the data, you know, because the domestic violence cases we see are very high, but there are so many civil issues, boundary issues, trespass issues, land issues that stem from a civil point of law, you know. And I always say, and I said very recently, if you don't address the civil issue, by ripple effect, it could cause a criminal issue too, because tempers flare. And I remember last week when you said on the show, and it really hit me, that after a while, people could only take so much. So you need to intervene.
Push your buttons until you trip.
Yes. So I'm happy that you spoke about the TTPS Community Justice Clinic, because I want to continue to urge members of the public to look out for the 2 free locations the last Saturday of each month. We will provide free legal advice on private and civil matters. So, yeah, we are here for you.
Ms. Zelisa, the area was agriculture. However, over the years it has become residential. The rent is paid at the Land Settlement Agency at San Juan. Thank you kindly. So this is regarding the question that
Right. You see, the thing about it is that I urge that caller to see an attorney, because I have another question. Is it residential because it's acting as residential? You all made it that way. You all applied and the lands was converted. The use of the lands was converted to agriculture and residential. But let's just say all protocols were observed and followed. Then you could enter into negotiations to value the property and make an offer to purchase half the value of the property. Again, I say this excluded any responsibility because I have not seen any documents and I have not asked all the questions.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. What's your question, please?
Right. My question is, well, I'm not sure if I'm in the right forum, but I was adopted, and my mother died. My adopted mother, well, I have her name, and she died. But her brother, while I was in school, her brother administrated for everything, all the land, everything that she owned, and now he is this administrator of everything. He and his children. He eventually died, and then his children took over the property. So me, as a child adopted, is no good, because when they administrated, they said that she had no children.
Right.
So I don't know if I'm in the right forum. Or
I can assist once permitted.
But I'm just looking for some advice.
Well, I'll tell you what. That's not not what we're talking about today, but we are going to accommodate the questions. So
Sure.
let's answer the lens at every
Okay. So you have an adoption certificate, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So all legalities are in place. And how long ago was the letters of administration applied for?
Well, that was a lot of years ago because
Right.
I was about 15 now when I was in school at that time.
Okay,
I only
so-
administrated I only heard about it recently.
I am so sorry to tell you this, but there's a statute period to bring an action in law, and they always say ignorance or being unaware of a situation is no excuse. So if the limitation period has passed, which is 4 years for a civil matter or 12 years to expunge a deed from the Ministry of Legal Affairs, your time has lapsed. And it's so unfortunate because I want members of the public to understand, as an adopted child, you became the next of kin with equal rights as the biological brother we're speaking about here. So he has really done you a grave injustice, but I always say there's a higher court in heaven to deal with people like that. I want members of the public to understand that he had equal rights, and what should have been done was a caveat should have been filed on your behalf by an adult because you were a child, so you didn't have a voice of your own. A caveat should have been filed by a relative to block the estate so nothing could have been done. And in blocking the estate, file an application in court. And even if all then you weren't aware and the statute period was still in existence, that, then you should have applied, an adult, or when you became an adult subject to the time frame, should have applied to set aside the deed that regularized title to the brother's name. So now that everything went to the brother, when he passed away, his children became the next of kin.
My dear viewers, do you understand now why it is important to have a will?
Yes.
Get it in place, put it in place.
And
So you're saying that there's nothing that I could do at this point?
I'm saying within the realms of the law, a good attorney ought to advise that there's nothing that should be done, because I can't speak for another attorney who may see something else, but I confidently see no course of action for you.
Okay?
And I'm very sorry because that was immoral. What occurred?
Yeah.
You know?
God bless you, do, and you take care and be good, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And that's why just as much as making a will is important, it's equally important, Zelisa, for people to, when they feel something untoward is happening, even as a child, say something.
Yeah. We're going to accommodate this call after the break when it's over. Let's go to these important messages when we return. We continue our conversation with him until the end of the day. When we return, stay with us.
It's the best time to shop at the Fab India Expo. We have just received our new containers. If you're looking for the latest fashion, check us out today. We've got our special Navratri menu also available. Fab India Expo, opposite Medford Gas Station, Shogunas, from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., Monday to Sunday.
It's time to show love to your mom. An exhibition entirely catering to moms, opening just before Mother's Day. The MAPA Expo at the Dome at the Mid-Center Mall starts from the 3rd of May and closes just before Father's Day on the 2nd of June. Entry is free. Show your love. Walk with your mother. First 50 shoppers get a free meal. Save the date. MAPA Expo opens from the 3rd of May at the Dome at the Mid-Center Mall from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily.
Super quality supermarket. Best quality and great prices. Get your fresh fruits, vegetables and meats. It's a one-stop shop for the most affordable groceries, baby items, kitchen supplies, bathroom accessories, car care supplies, pet food, toys and lots more, all at Super Quality Supermarket. Wide aisles, fully air-conditioned and secured parking. 3 locations nationwide: Couva Car Park, Couva, 98 Endeavour Road, Shogunas, and 47 Tissue Drive, Trincity. Super Quality Supermarket.
Are you ready to own your own home? But worried about time, money, and construction? We handle it all. With Docs, you can sleep in your dream. Make a down payment of 100K or 150K and we'll build a 2 or 3 bedroom home on your unused land. A home is an investment into your future, so let's help you invest wise, invest well. Payment plans available. We're only a call away.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
It's finally here, the long-awaited Mega Mother's Day concert, Mary Ma 14, The Miracle, Saturday 11th May 2024 at Sapa San Fernando from 6 p.m. Get ready to witness new spectacular dances by the Shiv Shakti Dance Company led by dance guru Michael Saligram. Also featuring a host of top local stars Amit Sagram, Mukesh Kolai, Satrupa Sesnarain, Nigel Saligram, Mauritia Kagan, musical brothers Nigel and Kavir Sankar, panist Jovan Luke Rambaran, Chutney Soka Queen Revti Ramrup, and other dynamic artists. Mary Ma 14. It's going to be a mind-blowing experience. For tickets, call 749-9493 or 479-6941. Mary Ma 14. The Miracle. Don't miss it.
Welcome back to Conversations with Zelisa. I'm in conversation with attorney and lawyer Sajina Kadir, and today we're talking about the law of trespass. Welcome back. Let's quickly go back
Thank
to
you.
These questions that are coming in. Good day. I'm following your program, and it's not a humorous question, it's a very good question to this person.
I'll tell you why I'm laughing
And
this
I'll
time.
tell you, as fruit season is approaching, where one neighbor has a tree that hangs on the other neighbor's side, who is entitled to the overhanging fruits? Meaning, can the second neighbor pick them? It's not a real situation, but it's a very good question because it happens.
Okay, I did a.
And I want to know too.
I did a trespass action with regard to this, right? So just because we're on the topic of trespass, I feel the need to say in that matter, because the evidence was not clear, the court moved the locus or the location of the court. So we went along with the magistrate, the clerk and the attorneys and stuff and parties. And when we went on the site, we actually saw where the coconut tree was dropping in the other person's yard. Now if the tree belongs to you and you know this going on the other person's side and you don't cut the branch or you don't do something, even though you plant the tree there, you can't go in your neighbor's yard and take the fruit. And an item left there unattended, it's not stealing, it looks like it's abandoned. So somebody taking it when it drops in their yard is not unlawful.
I would look at that as something serious as well. The reason is if your children are playing in the backyard or wherever,
and it falls on
that
them,
tree and a coconut should
Yes.
fall on your child's head or
Right.
yours or whomever,
Yes.
I think that's dangerous.
And that's one of the points that was raised in that other matter I spoke about, because it presented a nuisance, an impending or possible danger. So, I mean, the fruit being the other person's yard, the neighbor can't vex if you pick it because they planted their tree there or they found it there and they didn't cut the branch. So if it falls in your yard, it's not your duty to pick it up and run and say, hey, neighbors, look, this mango fall in my yard.
Well, I would say, no, I love Julie mango. I don't have any neighbors with their Julie mango trees in my yard, right? But I would think if your branches are coming and the fruit, you have a lot of fruit.
Yes.
Me, because being who I am,
Yes.
I would probably ask the neighbor first, XYZ morning.
Very politely.
Or pick them or give it to them. But you think you could give me two, please?
Yeah.
If you're in a good,
Give
if you
it
have a
nice
good
relation.
relationship.
Yeah.
But if I know you don't say good morning, good afternoon, and I know you watch you straight in your face, And
You weren't gonna,
I
you're not gonna
I will
touch
probably
it.
say, excuse me, your fruit
Keep
is
falling.
in. Could you kindly
Yeah.
come and remove it
Yeah,
or whatever?
because
if they choose to give it as a Julie Mango,
and if they if they choose to ignore you, then if the mango is there and you see no harm in picking up the mango, if they're not negating the issue, then they're implying that they okay. If you have it, just in a yard.
I would think clearly, really, on a serious, I mean, it sounds very humorous, but it's real and it happens. The truth is, your tree is coming over in somebody else's property. The fruit is really yours, but it's also your duty and responsibility to see that and trim it.
Exactly.
Don't allow
Otherwise, it's exposing
don't
it
allow
to
that to happen. Unless you
an
have
action
a
and
really good
nuisance.
relationship with your neighbor
Yeah.
and you're all cool with that and thing, that's fine.
Right.
There's no harm in that. But if you know, I mean, that is your duty and responsibility to trim your trees and have your house in order.
Yes. Otherwise, somebody could bring you up for nuisance. And then if you're bored, well, it's my mango, I go in across in the yard for, then they could bring you up for nuisance and trespass.
Especially.
But the reason I was laughing, Zelisa, is in the matter I spoke about my client, and she saw me laugh, and we had a good laugh, so I'm saying it and sharing the laughter, is I asked my client if she had evidence, and I didn't specify. That's why earlier I say evidence of proving somebody is on your land is camera footage and stuff. You know what evidence she brought to my office? The big coconut that reached her yard. I bring my evidence, you know, and she pulled it out of the bag, and I laughed because it was so nice and innocent, and she laughed with me.
But that coconut in particular situation, I think that's serious. If
Yeah,
that fallen
yeah,
somebody,
yeah, yeah.
you know, that's reason for damage. Good morning, Zelisa and your guest. What is advisable where children names were not on the deed, but when they became adults, they did change of names by deed whole? What should happen there with the names? Well, this is a little different from what we're speaking about, but I know you like to accommodate everyone.
Well, subject to so many questions, but I assume that the deed poll was done after the deed. So a deed poll usually says that all names referred to in all legal documents and instruments in any platform whatsoever, wherever, are revoked, and I am now hereby known as X, Y, and Z. So your deed poll is a document. It doesn't trump your deed. You don't have to do over your deed, but you are now called this, so you have to work with the two documents then, like that.
Okay. 3847142. I believe we could accommodate one more call.
It's like how an
I can't
affidavit.
think so.
It's like how an affidavit fixes a birth paper, and you have to keep the affidavit affixed to the birth paper, like that. So you work with your documents.
You know, we're about to close things up, and I want to expand on something that you said with regards to having that sort of integrity or understanding that when you are aware that you do something wrong and you feel you have nobody to answer to here, but you're very well aware that you're doing something wrong and it's wrong, you're hurting in an individual or individuals. You have to answer to your maker, like it or not. That day will come, that moment will come. If you don't have a clear, if your conscience not bothering you and you're sleeping good every night, trust me, that day will come when you will have to answer.
Judgment day, karma, call it what you will, but it will come.
It will hit you back 10 times fold. So you better do the right thing at all times, whether you like it or not, whether it's going to hurt you or not. Always do what is right at all times.
Yes.
Your closing comment.
If you have any legal issue you think you might have, contact an attorney and in detail discuss it with them and seek legal redress. There are options available, both free resources and privately.
And then you have this free
TCPS Community Justice Clinic,
the
last
community
Saturday of
justice
each month.
Every month, that's absolutely free. Make it your business.
Yes.
And get some proper, good legal advice on how to move forward and get things done in your life. Get the answers that you're seeking. Again, we're very grateful. My heartfelt thanks.
Of course, always a pleasure to be here with you,
and spending quality time, taking time. Sometimes the lady doing her court and whatever, and she said would never say no. And we're very, very grateful because you share your knowledge, your experience, and so that we can have a greater understanding and we can have knowledge. I always say knowledge is power to make better decisions.
Yes.
So thanks again. We'll see you
of
really
course.
soon.
Yes.
We'll do some research on some of the questions that
and we would provide the answers
next
and give
week
feedback
we will
next week.
try to accommodate at whatever time is convenient for you next week, day and time, so that you could answer those unanswered questions.
Yes. Have a good day, everybody.
Have a great day. Be safe. Be happy. And this is where we've got to wrap things up. Reminding you, we do have a repeat today at 3 o'clock. Tell your friends, tell your family members. Like it and share it. It's great information on Facebook and Instagram. As I just said, knowledge is power. Here's reminding you, my dear friends, with God, all things are possible. Be kind, be courteous, be giving, be honest. Most importantly, be honest with yourself. Yeah? Keep smiling, be positive, and always know the best is yet to come. Thank you so much for choosing us. I am Zelisa. Goodbye.